Hello? I'm gonna go ahead and ask this, but can everyone hear me? I heard myself, alright. I'm pretty good with that, actually. Alright. I'm assuming I can be heard here. I'm gonna turn the audio up a little bit on the actual music, though. Alright, I know this to do this, but we're gonna just warm up a little bit here. DuckTales actually is not part of the list. I just wanted to put that music because I like this music. Just test this out a little bit. So, for those joining, the goal here is to have a nice spooky time. My name is Jetstorm4. You probably know me somewhere. But we're gonna have some spooky good time tonight. And then now, just real quick question. Can everybody hear me, and can they hear the music as well, too? Because you really shouldn't be missing this great theme. And there. Anyway. There we go. So yes, what this is going to be actually is sort of like last time I streamed. I did a grab bag, I said, of NES games. Which we just played a little bit of NES games for a little bit of time here. We're going to do something very similar today, but we're not going to just stick with the NES. We're going to do a bunch of spooky games. And what I mean by spooky, you know, it's Halloween, of course. We're going to have some fun. Oh, no, it's been a long time since I've played DuckTales, actually. But we're going to focus on mostly spooky games, horror themes. I'm just kind of testing this out with DuckTales. On there, we'll move to something a little more spooky and more what we're going towards. But DuckTales does have a spooky level with a very nice theme. This is Transylvania, which is a very nice theme. But nonetheless, it's not exactly in our forte what we're looking for, actually. But still, nice theme. This is a good game, too. And there. There's that remake that happened a long time, you know, a few years ago now. On there, it's also good, but this is probably better. In a lot of ways, that one's a little too crowded. I don't know. It's odd. On there, but I liked it. Although, honestly, my favorite level in that game was the extra final level, believe it or not. But there's that. Nonetheless, we're gonna have a little fun, spooky time today, and basically what that's gonna take us, though, is to a lot of different places. Specifically, where we're going, though, is somewhere very similar to Transylvania. Not quite Transylvania, though. On there, I think our first stop in our horror, spooky land is gonna be a little place called Castlevania. Now, Castlevania is a very, very good game. when I first started collecting NES games, this is actually one of the first games I looked for when I really started to get into the actual systems library. It's one I never knew of when it was out, but or even even before I even got an NES the second time around. But it's one that I immediately looked for when I saw screenshots of the game. So this is one I am familiar with it too. It's been a long time since I've played it though. Got that dagger. It's been a while since I've played it. But yeah. DuckTales on the DuckTales Remastered, I think overall went kind of all over the place on there. The level I think of more is like the Himalayas level. On there, like once you get all the pieces, which that entire game is getting all the pieces to a thing in the level, and then getting to the end of the level using those pieces. On there. Oh, also, this is not going to be skilled Castlevania playing at all. I like Classicvania more than what you would call Metroidvania, but I'm not good at it. In there. I'm gonna go for that holy water. Yeah, holy water. Up those stairs. Also, this theme is pretty great. Oh yeah, and yeah, just I'm reading the chat probably a lot later. I'm not sure how big the delay is here, but I did like that final level of DuckTales Remastered. Oh, I missed the pork chop. But we're gonna have a good spooky time. Now, we're not gonna go to any kind of completions. Ah! Like I said, we're not going to any completions on there, but we're just going to have a good spooky time. I have actually quite a few games in this lineup here, too, so I might be kind of quicker than the last time. Yes, I did switch games already, too. DuckTales actually was not in the lineup at all, anyway. Just because on there I really didn't think about it until just then, but I was like, I'm not going too far in any of these, really. First levels, maybe not even that for some of them. I have one game in mind that I'm not looking forward to playing on there, but it is a game from when I was younger that I played. We'll get to that when we get to the SNES on there. We are going to be sticking with NES, though, for a little bit, though. On there, as I do have a bigger list of NES games than the other two. On there, because a lot of NES, there's a lot of good spooky NES games. At least like have like a spooky theme to them, though. Again, these aren't actually horror games. Although I'm thinking about one of them for the SNES. I might not go that way, though. I'm still sort of in a, I'm planning this. I have a list of them at least. I'm not sure if I'm doing all of them, though. But we come to the vampire bat. It's a funny thing. I actually visit a friend, and I look at his Wii U, and for this guy that I know is not a retro game, like a game player at all. Like, he does not like retro video gaming that much. On there, he's more of a newer person when it comes to his video games. But one game on his Wii U, he had a virtual console copy of Castlevania for the NES. I'm not sure why. I think it's because he played Lords of Shadow and he wanted to play the original Castlevania, see what it's like. But I was like, that's kind of weird, especially Castlevania, because this is not an easy game. When you go with like the classic video games with higher difficulties, Castlevania's up there, in my opinion. On there. Oh, there we go. Oh, I love that boomerang weapon. The cross, whatever you want to call it. Oh, yeah. Oh, that oh. When I'm not seriously playing Castlevania, this is usually my stopping point. When I'm not seriously trying to get into it. Especially these things. Right. Yeah, I like sub-weapons in Castlevania, if you couldn't tell. I think they definitely help with the specifics of this game. Of course, stuff like that always happens. Now I don't have my boomerang anymore, so this is gonna be a lot harder. One thing always in Castlevania, and I will admit, I never thought about it until a lot later. There is the whip upgrades. I'm now less like, wondering why those are even there. But honestly, usually like the first couple of candles are gonna have your main upgrades there for your whip. I think it is kind of weird. And I have a dog barking. Oh, there we go. Anything over here? No. Admittedly, I don't know Castlevania as well as I probably should. I'll take the stopwatch. I kind of like the stopwatch enough to use it. Oh, come on, here we go. At least. I think this level 2, the stopwatch might become useful with Medusa. Ha! Ha! Ha ha! Ha! Hi, Polly. I was about to make a Dr. Acula joke. Darn it, Poncho, you stole my joke. Oh, this thing. There we go. I will admit, I actually kind of get stressed over those. There we go. I remember my first time playing this game, I got this far, and that's for some reason what stopped me. My first time actually playing Castlevania. Alright, there we go. I will admit, I'm a lot better than I was. Ah. Oh, darn it. Come on. There we go. There we go. It's a good spooky time. There we go. Those darn Medusa heads. Alright, next is the second boss. Here we go. Yeah, I know this boss is probably easy, but there, we got it. We got it. We got this. We got that orb. Where's my Wrong series, Poncho. That's definitely Gradius. Although, right company. Let's see, I'm just seeing what's next, actually, after this. Okay, yeah. Ooh, good song. I'm gonna play a little bit more Castlevania, because this song is good. Although, if we keep playing Castlevania, we'll never get to the next stuff on the list for this grab bag. No. Like Castlevania 3. That's on this list, too, so... I mean, I am not playing just spooky games. I'm not playing Castlevania 3 for the NES. We are definitely going that far. But we're going to not go to Konami right now, at least. Although, a lot of my list is a lot of Konami today. That was an accident. But we're going to switch games here, actually. We're going to go to another spooky game. Poncho actually recommended this one. A couple of the games we're playing are from Poncho, so thank him. Thank him for those. On there. We're going to play which one? Make sure it's the right one. Another little game. We're going to switch it up a little bit too. Instead of going with Hammer, we're doing a little more crazy. See, it's no more Konami. Konami, please, you're fine. It's a Monster Party. It's definitely not Konami. It's Bandai. Apparently human, but I don't know. I don't know about that. There was an onion ring. A couple onion rings. I kind of want an onion ring right now. Anyway, I've actually not played this before. But, well, I played a little bit just to make sure this works on here. And it's a, this is something. This game so far is something. So some of these games are going to be ones that I've actually not played before, as well too. That's the fun thing about these grab bags when I get suggestions, is that I know some of these I don't know some of these games, but I've heard of them. Like, this is the one. This is one of them, definitely. Which is a Monster Party, which is really weird from what I've already played. And it fits perfectly with the theme that we're doing here. I'm not even paying attention to the story in this, but Bert is apparently looking for help. I'm afraid to fight the evil monsters. Don't worry, with your weapon, you'll be able to destroy them. Oh boy. Alright. So here we go. I got this bat. In this happy land, it's great. Okay, I will admit that's really awesome. Yay! I like hitting butts with bats. Hello, baby. Oh. There's a plant thing already. It's an eggplant. Oh gosh, oh no, it's a Venus flytrap, but it kind of looks like an eggplant. I kind of want that to be the joke. Oh, right there, right there. Well, that was fun. Polly is right, so you do hit this. You do hit butts with a 2x4. I kinda want that to be the whole game now. Shoot, that's funny. Empty. Come back here later. Alright, I know when I was test playing this, I grabbed a pill and I turned into a bird. Or I turned into that monster guy. So I want some pills. From what I've heard of the story of this game, this game sounded like a nightmare bringing it over to the US, possibly. It's kind of great. But this is well, apparently this game is only released in the US, which is even crazier. Come on. Give me some pills. I'm smacking butts for pills. Man, this game is weird. Alright. I'm gonna go through that door next. Alright, here we go. Alright, here we go. Not quite sure exactly what's happening there. Ooh. I got the question mark this time. Oh, now I'm a monster. Is that a cactar? Well, that turned into something. That became something. This is John's dream game, possibly, so hopefully we'll see what happens. Possibly. And now I'm kid again. Monsters. Oh gosh, here we go, here we go. Okay, yeah, this game is weird. Please don't pick on me. Oh, now he's picking on me! I'm fighting a pumpkin. It's a pumpkin. I'm knocking pumpkins at a pumpkin with a bat. Got it. Alright. A spider or a you know, I'm not even sure, actually, what that was. Nor have I really started asking questions at all. I've kind of not asking questions is kind of the best thing. Kind of the best advice I can probably give. Do you want to head in here? Empty. I got a key, though. I'm sure that key goes somewhere. Oh, here we go. I'm kind of running out of health, too. There we go. Oh, those hands hurt. Okay. Those hands are hurting me. Empty. Alright. Oh! That was a nice theme. Oh, I got a password. That's something. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I've expected this. Oh, there we go. There we go. That's the move I needed. That's what I needed. That's great. Oh, I like this game. I already like this game. Oh, there we go, 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 there we go. Let's mix it up. I think I figured out this game now. That bat move is pretty OP. Wow. Huh. Tell me to grab that. There we go. I am hitting alligators with a baseball bat. This game is pretty. This game is pretty weird. This game is pretty weird. And I'm not sure if that's Umi or not. The fish with legs. Now, if this were Seaman, that's definitely... That's Umi right there. I don't know what that is, but I want it dead. Who else does hit the floors? Chelsea Wednesday. Yes. There's a door up there. Okay, here we go. What's in here? Empty. Thanks, game. There we go. Oh, hey. Pills turn you into a monster. It's kind of great, actually. Darn it, I think I like this game. I think this game I might have to actually find a copy of. Look out, baby. Is that shrimp? He's coming. I'm smacking around shrimp now. It's gone. This has gone places. I kind of like it. Okay. Oh, ah! Turn to onion ring. And I just got killed by an onion ring. Well. That was something. So that was something. Onion ring boss? I think at this point, we're actually going to go ahead and switch it up at this point here, too. I would love to continue this, actually, a little bit more, but I think I'm going to do it on my own. On there. Next game in our list, is sort of one that I like, but it's been a very long time since I've played it, so I don't even think I know what I'm going to be doing here on that. I'm not sure that's going to really make for a fun stream at all, but I'd say we go ahead and do it since it is Halloween. Let's have some fun with Kemco. Specifically, ICOM port that Kemco did. It's spooky enough, right? We could play Uninvited instead. Nah, let's play Shadowgate. I'm not doing this for too long, don't worry. Intro, which lies at the edge of the forest. Druids were... Okay, yes. Let's see if we can die quickly. It's been so long since I've actually played Shadowgate. Alright. Well, look at this door. It's a heavy wooden door. I'm gonna take the wooden door. I'm gonna hit the wooden door. Alright, let's actually do this thing. Alright, actually, I'm going to go ahead and open. Alright. Ooh. Spooky. I will say that we're going to die. We're going to die really, really well on this. Yeah. Very sturdy. Let's see. Door's locked. Door's locked. I'm gonna hit this door. Let's see. Yeah, okay, it won't open. This was locked, right? Yeah. Oh, I didn't. It's leave. Leave the item. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's been so long since I've played this game. I'm gonna take that. Oh. I'm gonna speak to the door. Got 2 locked doors. Put Jim in mouth. I'm a brave knight. Yes. Yes, I am. It's open. Let's see. Leave, speak. The stone wall. Yes. Put Jim in mouth. That's always worked. You know what? Actually, there's something here. Hold on, hold on, hold on. I am missing the biggest advice. I'm taking the rug. Oh, darn it. I'm taking the door then. I'm gonna take this door. It's best I don't do that. I should probably look again. Oh. Yeah. Sheet of steel. Closed. Alright. Yeah, this is spooky. I was hoping to get a little bit further, but it seems I've forgotten how to play Shadowgate. On there. I could look at a guide. Could have used this on there from it, but to be honest, it's been a very long time since I've played this. I like this game, but it's been way too long for it. Tell you what, so we can see something fun. I have no shame. Let's see. I have no shame at all. Just see if we can get any further. On here for it. Let's see. Really? That's it? Huh. Wow. I have a simple advice. Oh, I didn't want to read a guide. But guess what? I know what to do now. I'm gonna take that. All right. Yeah. I'm gonna use it to open the big metal door. Alright. First, take the torches. Alright, I want to take... There we go. I'm going to open the book. Alright. Alright. I know I should go back to the old hallway and then use it, but I want some fun. I'm actually going to go back, actually. This looks too complicated. Let's see. Alright. sword and a sling. Alright, I got a sword and a sling. Alright, let's open these doors. At this point, I'm gonna open doors. And I'm gonna go to places. Well... Ooh. The leather pouch. Alright. Look inside the... Ooh, hey, is that broom? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Brave Knight. Death by tripping. Death by tripping. That's actually the best end that we need here too, and that's also that's the best skeleton ever. But we're gonna switch it up here right now. We're going to do another Konami game, but not Castlevania yet. I've been debating whether we're going to do this game or not. I'm going to do it for a little bit. Not that one, actually. Sorry, wrong game. Also begins with monster in the name, actually. That's why I got confused. We're going to play a different game now. One that has pocket monsters. Never thought a game with pocket monsters could be scary, huh? I need my Pokeballs. Alright, we got choices. Play the vampire or the monster. Let's go with the monster. Monster looks fun. I want a Konami brand TV. Don't you just hate it when a guy just comes onto your TV and says, I sent my henchman after you while you're watching TV? Trouble. Monsters in my house. Actually, before I go further, I'm just gonna... There we go. Oh yeah. Oh, first off, this music is pretty nice. I thought it was the monster formerly known as Frankenstein. But yes, this is a monster in my pocket, which I sort of know what these toys are because my uncle would have known what these are. I got a key. I got a giant key. I'm gonna smack things with it. Whee! Whoa, 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 whoa! Here we go, here we go, here we go! Oh, oh! Oh, we're going! Ah, flying enemies. In NES games, they're my... Oh, hey, right here. Get my key. I'm assuming these are like monsters from the toy line. It's one of those licensed Konami games, I suppose. They're actually not that bad at making. They made Bucky O'Hare. Oops. There we go. Oh, we got him. I raised my key in victory. Big trouble in the kitchen. They should have just called it Big Trouble in Little Kitchen. I mean, that's what I would do. Oh. Oh. I lost my key. Oh well. Uh-oh. Another really good NES soundtrack. Shoot. It's kind of fun. I guess Konami was good at that. Oh. Oops. There we go. There we go. Excuse my silence as we continue as I do this. Yeah, that is definitely Konami Death Mode. Oh. Uh-oh. I got frozen. This is an ice-type Pokemon. Alright. Oh, that was game over. Oops. It's one of those games. I say we do one more NES game, then I think we'll be moving on to a little more 16-bit, but what better way to close off the NES with one of my favorites? To be honest, we should probably keep moving on a little bit more. But another more Konami apparently too, because like I said, this whole thing is a lot of this is Konami. Yeah, actually a lot of Konami. Now, when I actually got my NES, this was the first Castlevania game I got for it. I gotta name myself though. There we go. Great music. Great music. Oh, this is a great theme. Now, I'm playing the NES version too. The Famicom version does have the extra sound channels, but we're just gonna play this version. This music is great. Excuse me. It's kind of oh, there we go. There we go. Oh, first off, real quick. See this? See this right here? Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Just this whole sequence right here. Oh, the slowly broken up and sort of pieced together stained glass windows. Beautiful. Now, this game is also really hard. There we go. There we go. Oh, no, go down the stairs. Down the stairs. Down the stairs, Trevor. Oh, there we go. I'll go up this way. This game already throws Medusa heads. Ugh. There we go. Excuse my concentration and everything here too, because yeah, this game is tough. It's a great game though too. Just, man, this music is great. I mean, it's not even tough right here. It's just great. Those environments, this background too. Just the overall graphical improvement from that first game to this game is definitely something special. Break that one, yeah. There we go. There's a couple of games definitely as a kid that I could not beat, that I played, until I got it down, until I got some of them down. Yeah. I think a lot of the games I played as a kid were like a lot of Mega Man games. I played a whole lot of Mega Man games as a kid, more, especially on like the NES Mega Man games, especially. On there, Castlevania not so much. It's more when I was like 10, when I started playing like Castlevania. I started playing like the original Metroid. I played Super Metroid long before, but you know, Castlevania, you know, stuff like Castlevania, Kid Icarus, stuff like that. I really didn't get until I got an NES again when I was 10 years old and wanted to play all the NES games, basically. Alright. I'm actually gonna die here. I'm gonna die here. I died there. I know. That was bad. There we go. There we go. There we go. Alright, now let's go back here. Let's beat this guy now. There we go. Perfect. Not really perfect at all, but still. Very nice. And this game, you can select your path, actually. It's on. You can go up here, towards there, or down here towards the forest, down that way. I usually go this way. 2 reasons. I usually get Sypha anyway, and also I love this theme. I love Stage 3's theme. I love this song. Oh gosh, I love this song. Yeah, this entire thing is gonna be me just listening to the song. I guess this is block 3-0. I don't know. I'll figure it out later. There we go. Castlevania Alps. I'm keeping my boomerang. Oh, excuse me. The Mega Man Anniversary Collection for the GameCube was also... I played that one a lot, too. That came out, actually. I like that collection quite a bit, actually. The GameCube version, specifically. Even though it does that whole thing with the B button being jump and the A button being shoot, it's not that big of a deal, in my opinion. Only thing I don't like about that... about any of those versions is the version of Mega Man 8 on it. It's kind of wonky. Although, just in my experience, I still prefer that on a PlayStation. And 7 is kind of meh, too. But the NES ones are fine on that. And there's also that collection on the... there's that collection that recently came out that's really good. The Legacy Collection is preferable on those NES versions still. There we go. Ah, can't duck. Ooh, thunder. Alright, we're about to die here. I won't play too much here. I'm gonna be dying here soon anyway. Alright. This game also has that path as well too right here. And we're gonna die here anyway. Nevertheless, that is the NES for horror games. I did have one other one I thought of too, but I think I'm gonna skip it. Since I did Monster Party, or I did Monster in my Pocket instead. We're gonna be switching gears though here though. We're gonna be switching consoles actually. Like I said, we're not just sticking with NES. The next games we're gonna be doing here are actually on the Genesis. Well, things. I'm gonna go ahead and actually start loading this up here. But we'll have the Genesis coming up here next. So let me go ahead and get that going here. Oh, the Genesis. And our first game of the Genesis is another suggestion. A game I've actually not played before myself. I've played another game of the series, the first one actually. This is the second one in a horror series that I do like that first game especially. The first game came out was for the arcade, but there was a version on the TurboGrafx. I bet you all can already guess what game this is then if we're talking Genesis sequels. Y'all probably know what this is already. On there, but let me introduce you all to our next game. It's been 3 months since our escape. And we're gonna go a little for something else a little special. Oh, that was something. Here's another spooky game. We're gonna go back to the house. What we call in some places the Splatter House. The Splatterhouse 2. Alright. Let me get my controls good. Alright, here we go. Let's start punching things. Hey, this is another game where you smack butts with a 2x4. There we go. Yeah, see? Oh, this is more of a pipe. Oh, this game's properly spooky. Oh, get off of me. There we go. There we go. All right. I don't want to go in there. Ooh. That's properly grotesque. Oh. Really? Really? I've actually never played this one before. Oh, that is nice and grotesque there. Yes, this one does Yes, they did color the mask for the American TurboGrafx version, most likely to avoid any kind of trouble. Darn it! I did practice a little bit too. I did a lot better actually when I practiced it. But they did keep the mask white for this version, for this game. Nothing else was actually changed. Everything else in the TurboGrafx version is basically the same except for one boss. Really? Really? I think it's because I'm talking. Maybe I should stop talking. Alright, yeah. This boss basically... Yep. Hit it. Go this way. No, too early. Really? We're gonna pretend you all didn't see that. We're gonna pretend that never happened, actually. And we're just gonna keep going. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds great. But yeah, anyway, what was I? Yes, they kept the mask white in this version. In this game. The TurboGrafx version, like I said, did have the red mask. It did also have the one boss change, level 4 boss is a cross instead of an upside... Well, it's an upside-down mask instead of a cross. That's what it is. And it took out the... the chapel, but they left in the... They left in the organ music. I think it's because I know NEC did have a thing for publishing where they had to remove like any kind of religious reference had to be removed. I think I mentioned this before too, and when we actually played through Exile, that Working Designs had to remove all the religious references in that game in order to actually allow the game to be published on that side. So that's why that version of the game removed the religious references, and I think that was the same thing for the TurboGrafx. But the Genesis here, free game. Free game on all that. But other than that, that's the only changes, actually, from the version, the TurboGrafx. I don't think there really is anything else. No censorship, to be exact. There we go. There we go. Now we're doing this right. There we go. Oh. Okay, that was my fault. So one thing as well too, the mask looks less like a hockey mask this time around, more like a skull. Oh, for the record, I already think this is harder than the TurboGrafx version. Of the TurboGrafx game. Okay, don't move towards that thing. Can I jump kick him? No. I cannot jump kick him. Let's see. That's right, Genesis does want Nintendo don't. That's absolutely right. Doesn't mean there's not some good horror on the SNES. There is, actually. We'll get to that later. Some good stuff, too, but you're gonna have your more... You're gonna have your more, little more violent stuff on the Genesis here. I'll take that extra life. Yeah. There we go. This feels like a good refinement of the original Splatterhouse, and yeah, I am not doing well. I am not doing well here. Darn it. There we go. There we go. Let's see what we got. Ah! Punch is back. Whoa. Oof. Now we're starting back from the elevator. Give us a little more time, honestly, because I'm having quite a bit of fun with this game. Come on, I got this. We did it last time. Darn it. Yeah, watch me not being good at Splatterhouse is very fun, isn't it? I'm sure. Alright, here we go. Because I've actually never played this before. But it is a very nice game so far. I do actually like this a lot. I'm really mad at this game because I kind of want to learn it. There we go. All right. Get these things next. How should I do these? Should I duck? No? Yes. Whoa! Ah, darn it. That was my fault. Alright. There we go. Ooh, okay. There we go. Really? I think I got a bone. I love this dark effect though. Oh man, it's kind of disorienting in a way. It's kind of nice like that though too. It does bring kind of this really horror vibe to it. Oh man, it's really nice to kind of look at. Yep, alright. Well, I think you've seen me die more than enough times here on that. But honestly, kind of a fun game. Really fun game, actually. I'm going to give this one more time myself, actually, to find out if I like it more. Now, on my list, I put one game, I put a hard game next to another hard game. This next one's probably harder. to be honest. I'm not even sure why I'm attempting this, but we're gonna have some fun. I hope you all like things. Let's grab the Japanese version, oh well. There's no difference, so. This is a little something for Fresno. Wait a minute, I think I know why. Hold on one sec. Oh, that's the reason why. That's the reason why. Let's see, I was experimenting with a couple things. Oops, I said that's the Japanese version. There we go. That's what I thought. I was like, I thought. Yeah, super professional. So, we all know what this game is. Y'all know what game this is. And this is the one that I like the most. Why? I don't know. Just sort of a sick, twisted mind that I have, and... Oh. As you see, this is going to be a great game. This is the one that I like the most, like I was saying here. I have experience with Ghosts and Goblins. Oh. Yeah, that helps, thanks. Anyway, I do have experience with Ghosts and Goblins for the NES. That game is hard. The game has beaten me multiple times. No, I'm not beating it, it's beaten me multiple times. Alright. Trust chest. Yeah, I know this game makes me not want to trust chests, I know. But, this is the one I like the most, at least what I've played to. And it's the one that people talk the least about. Whenever people talk about this series, they talk about either Ghosts and Goblins or Super Ghouls and Ghosts, which... always skipping that this is actually the... Super Ghouls and Ghosts is the third game of this. As you see, I'm an expert at Super Ghouls and Ghouls and Ghosts. Absolutely, I've 100%. Yeah, great game. In there, I can at least be. Ooh, better weapon, better weapon, better weapon. I don't care. Give me that, give me that, give me that. There we go. I don't care if I'm in my underwear. I'll stay in my underwear, I don't care. Alright, there we go. Oh, man. Oh, man, Arthur got it. No, alright. This is a, it's a great game. You know, Arno can beat this game. Arno could beat this game. I could probably beat this game if I really wanted to. Now, if there was one I would actually want to actually beat and like get really good at, it would be this one. If I ever do decide to go that route ever, this is the one I would actually want to play the most. I've played a bit of Super Ghouls and Ghosts. I own it now finally. It is a game that I've wanted to own at least. On this, and now I do, but this is actually the first one I was able to grab, and probably the one I like like I said, the one I like the most. I know there's that PSP one that I know Fresno likes though too, but I'm not. I do have a PSP, but not really one that's used a lot. All right, we got it. Also, this slow version of the song. Oh, here we go. There we go. Ah, darn it. These tentacles actually get me a lot, usually. Whenever I do try to play this game. There we go. Ooh, there we go. Alright. This is a shield guy, isn't it? Ah! Darn it. Oh, hey, start right here. Ooh. Uh-oh. Ah. Oh. I was gonna try to hit him with everything I got. That's the strategy here, right? Just keep firing until you win, right? Ah! What's those horror games that make you commit to movement? Oh, darn it. But I do start right here. Wow. Everything continues. You're gonna beat it eventually. It's like throwing yourself at a wall. You'll break it eventually if you keep throwing yourself at it, I suppose. Or someone's gonna break. This game is kind of like a brick wall. For this series, at least. There we go. There, smash the brick wall. Smash that brick wall. That Gurum's got nothing on this. Ah! Alright. Darn it. Wizard! No, alright. There's my yell. Excuse me. Well, I think here, again, because this is a grab bag, I think I'm going to continue onward before I play any more, before I hurt myself. Because actually, I still have kind of a list to go through here on there. But let's see here. Where is that next game? Here's one as well, too, that I actually thought of myself on there. But it's horror-themed, I guess, maybe. It's special. Yeah. This theme. This theme right here. Yeah. This music is great. It's time to test our power. Decap attack starting chuck to head. Abdominal land. Alright, so this is that, oh, there's a menu here. So, there's a series of games made by a developer that all play sort of very similar to each other. Psycho Fox on the Master System. I forget the Japanese name of it, but it's called Kid Cool in the US. And then this game here, Decap Attack. Now this is actually something different in Japan. Decap Attack is not the original version of this game, but this is what we got in the US. Because it's gotta be hip. I don't know. It's gotta be spooky. I don't know. I'm playing as a decap. I'm playing as a mummy with no head. I gotta go find my head. Ah, there you go. Ah. There we go. You sort of float. I really don't question some of the stuff we've seen so far in this little marathon of games, but this is something else. I sort of wish Raquel were here so that she can start questioning this. All this stuff. And wow, I need to stop talking while I'm playing video games, so I do a lot worse. Oh, yeah, my head's right here. That's something right there. That is something. To be fair, this game is probably the best of these games, although I've never played Psycho Fox. Although that might be one to play at some point. Psycho Fox might be kind of fun. But yes, his name's Chuck the Head. Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Let's beat this first level first. Like we said, let's beat this first level first. Now, I will admit, this developer's never been ahead of the game, in the game here too, but this game's ahead of the rest of the. I'm gonna stop now. No more head jokes. I actually first discovered this game in the Sonic Ultimate Genesis collection. This game's on there for some reason. I believe because this is a Sega published game. But yeah, it's kind of a weird game. There we go. Right, and there we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. There we go. And up here. Go, and we got that 1-2 goal. Alright, so 1-3 here. Ooh, okay, here we go, here we go. There we go. Oh. There we go there. assuming I'll touch that lava. There we go, there. And now I'm concentrating during the cap attack. What the heck am I doing? As far as headless, or as far as protagonists with different heads, I more prefer, I do prefer Treasure's take on it a little more, but this game is pretty fun still. Oh no, 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 there we go. Uh-oh. Oh no, he's throwing his head too. No. Aw. Abdominal land. A happy little face. Alright. Nonetheless, that was the cap attack. Pretty decent game, too. Not too bad. I think we'll do one more Genesis game, then we'll switch over to Super Nintendo for basically the final stuff that I have on here. On that. But let's go ahead and switch over. We'll do another Genesis game. That's a little more familiar territory of what we're going with than what we're going with here. I'm pretty sure y'all heard of this company called Konami. Konami's pretty cool. Here we go. It's another good Castlevania game. Very good one. It's Castlevania Bloodlines. Won't play too much from it too, but this is another really good Castlevania game. In my Castlevania games, it's one of my favorites. Definitely, although it's one I've never actually beaten this game myself. I don't know why. I do prefer another Castlevania game for the of a 16-bit variety, but we'll end off with that one actually. But we're gonna play as this guy from Texas, John Morris. Oh. But yeah, this is more of a classic Castlevania game in the style of the NES games. Plays a little bit more with the environments too. But it's a it's a nice little Castlevania game. There. It's pretty good. Kinda works. I think I like this one more than, say, Rondo of Blood. Which might be kind of weird too, but this game's just really nice looking, and I am not doing well. Really? Okay. I'm stopping my headache right here. I don't know what the heck's going on with me today. My concentration is lacking today. Honestly, I don't know what's up. There we go. Let's do it. Ooh, there we go. Alright. There we go. Got my holy water, there we go. Now this game is pretty cool. And it's got multiple bosses and stages, it's great. This is Konami working on that working in sort of that more of a hardcore and Rocket Knight Adventure sort of era. It's really great. Which is probably my favorite Konami. Are these Genesis games. I think they're really good. Although my favorite Konami game is on the Genesis. It's Rocket Knight Adventures. But I will admit my favorite Castlevania is not this one. It's we'll get to it later. And yeah, I died again. What's it to you? All right. What time is it right now? All right. We've actually been going on for quite a bit now. It's been almost 2 hours actually here. From that, we still have a system to go through actually. I might cut down on some of the SNES ones then too. That we're doing because we're gonna switch to SNES next after this one. So I may just finish this stage here of this game here. I'll just keep going here. Oh no, that's not what I want. And I might cut down the SNES games a little bit too. There's the ones I have to play, and then there's the one I want to play. Sure. There you go. There we go, up here. There. There we go. All right, good. Meat in the wall. Pork chop in the wall. That's what I want. Up. All right. Areas where we know it's getting good. Let's see, I'm gonna use this. Yeah, that's all right. This night thing, it's really cool looking, by the way. Probably made of multiple sprites and just overall looks nice in motion. Go and oh, are you kidding me? Oh boy. Not my day today, is it? It is not my day. There we go. I think we got this. Oh, darn it. There we go. Hit him in the knees. There we got him this time. We got him this time. Whew. Oh, good. I'll have to give up my gamer card. Good. Alright. I think actually what we're going to do here next, we're going to go ahead and switch systems. Most because we're basically almost, we're running about 2 hours here actually, here almost. I do want to at least play some of the SNES stuff because there's some good stuff in the SNES too. But let's go ahead and actually go towards that here now. Let's see. There it is. Alright, we're going to go ahead and actually start with our SNES lineup here. I think I'm going to cut this down a little more. There's one I have to play. This one requested by Polly. More or less forcing me from that too. But this is actually a really good game too. So we're going to go ahead and actually go for that here now. Again, Konami. This time only publishing, though. This is actually developed by LucasArts, of all people. And I think if you know the SNES, you probably know this game. That's right. That's right. Just giving straight to zombies ate my neighbors. I'm gonna be the girl with the nice hat, the cool hat, or I'm gonna be the guy with the rad 3D glasses. Choices. I'm gonna go with the rad 3D sunglasses. Those are kind of awesome. That's kind of awesome. Zombie Panic. First of all, this theme, right here. This is a game I played actually a lot as a kid. I never owned this game, but it was either one I rented, or one that somebody else had that I played, like at somebody else's house. Remember, there's one lady I didn't like, but she had this game, so she was all right with me. Here we go. Let me pull my radar up. There we go. Where do I get that key? There we go. There we go. I mean, 3D sunglasses. You gotta wear these 3D sunglasses. It's the 90s. Or the 80s, I don't know. This is 90s. We gotta get the dog. Alright, I think we're good here. Got that. But yeah, this is a cool game. They're basically, you got 10 neighbors you gotta rescue in each level too, but if you lose a neighbor, the next level has that less neighbor there for it too. So you've gotta definitely go for this game too. And you can't see the chat in the video here, but Poncho here is right. What he said here is that this game does not have this game has passwords, but passwords don't save your items. And basically, if you do use a password that goes to the end, you're basically screwed, because all you have is this water pistol, which is fine for these earlier levels, but this game gets tough. This game is tough, like, as it goes on. The stuff this game expects you to do is some crap, I'll tell you that. Here we go. Although this is a really fun game. Especially good if you have a friend to play with. This game is a co-op, like a 2-player co-op mode. It's darn good. Ooh, that's right. And you also switch your weapons. Probably use my radar. But yeah, for this zombie apocalypse, you want to be armed to the teeth. Oh, darn it. Here goes my bonus. Yeah. Where's my bonus? That's all I care about saving these people is my bonus. Oh well. And there's a lot of levels in this game too, and you don't get a password until after a couple levels anyway. So like even that final password doesn't take you to the last level. It takes you like to a couple levels back too. So there you go. But you also get really kooky things like Terror in Aisle 5. Ah, darn it, darn it, darn it. There we go. Get the baby on the stair. Yes, escalator baby. Perfect. Ah, darn it. It's like those things too. This game can turn south in a minute. I don't think I ever knew that. There's one neighbor left, but the goal, I mean, the goal is to save every neighbor. You want to get every neighbor. You don't want to kill your neighbor. You don't want your neighbors to die, do you? Oh, some people might want some of their neighbors to die. I guess. But I'm not like, oh, they got the baby. It's an ugly neighbor baby. You know what? items too, you know? I could probably use those also. Ah, there we go. Yes, laughing clown. That's what we need. You're welcome. There we go. Oh, Poncho, you don't want your roommates to run into zombies. They might turn you into a zombie. Well, if you're not there anymore, I guess they're fine. But still. Chainsaw Hedge Maze Mayhem. Okay, yeah, this level is where it starts. It stops messing. This level where it stops messing. Ah! They killed the baby! Again. Who goes around chainsawing babies? Sick. I think as well too that they're really hard to kill, but you also like them to be there because they do make shortcuts in the hedge maze. But I don't want them chasing me and dying. And then me dying. Well, I'm gonna die anyway, but you know, it can be a little bit quicker. You find the next two neighbors. I see one. I gotta beat on one of them, but let's see here. There's one. Yeah, one more to find. Ah, he's grilling. Better have a burger when I get over there. Better have a burger ready for me. I need a burger. When I rescue him, he better have a burger. There better be burg. I could so go for a burg right now. Yeah, any burgers? No? Darn it. Alright, we might go for one more level here. Maybe two. No bazooka fire bonus. Oh, hey! Password. Level 5. Weird kids on the block. Whoa! Clones. That's what they are, cosplayers. There we go. Not a key. Body snatcher. I don't know. Body snatchers. That's what they are. They come to take her. I don't know. I need my weed whacker. That weed whacker. There we go. There's one more neighbor. It's over there. I gotta get my neighbor. Crap, there's an enemy right beside him. Got my neighbor. Got the neighbors. More shocking than level 5, Pyramid of Fear. Did I make a save state? Mummies! Mummies. I want my mummy. Are you my mummy? That was for the Doctor Who fans. Alright. Well, I think what we're going to do here, since it's about... We've actually been going for about 2 hours now. On from it too. There is still a game I do want to actually play on here too. So we're going to go ahead and actually stop here pretty soon. I'm going to actually do a... Let's see. Let's go ahead and... I think we're going to actually go ahead and try to stop here. That too, but we're going to do one... We're going to do another game here as well too. Super Nintendo. There is a game I want to still play at the end of this, but there is one other game I want to play too. I was debating whether to play Bram Stoker's Dracula or this game, and I kind of want to play this game a little bit. I'm not going to play much of it, but I saw the Game Center CX episode of this game, and I loved this episode. I don't know why, just this game looked kind of neat, and it kind of is. It's also kind of rare, and it's kind of weird. It's not even movie-based, but for some reason, this game exists. It's kind of awesome. Instead of a... Instead of like a Dracula game, which was like, there's Bram Stoker's Dracula, there's Castlevania, of course, too, but then there's this game. Nosferatu. It's kind of weird, and I do actually have a guide for the controls of this game, because this game is kind of weird in how it controls... Well, not really weird in how it controls. It controls like a certain adventure game. But I do have a small guide for the controls, so I remember what to do here. And me testing this game, I know sort of to do here. There we go. This is Nosferatu. And as you now kind of see here too, it sort of controls like a, like another well-known game. But yeah, this didn't actually get like a US release until '96. I'm not sure when it was released in Japan either. Almost seems like it was pretty late. It's a neat game though, from what I've played at least of it. I figure that it's fitting for our horror theme we're going with, too. Alright, there's a goo zombie right here. Alright, so this is actually where I got stuck, but I had to look at the controls here too. There's a wall right here. And apparently what I have to do here... This slide maneuver is what killed me. I'm not actually sure how this works. I have to... There we go. I think it's, from what I remember from the Game 76 episode, I think it's if you use continue. Or some, or like how many times you continue is how you do it. Or how this actually works out. Oh, there we go. That's the slide maneuver. There we go. Alright. Because there's a couple different maneuvers you can do. Although I will admit, when watching this game, when Arino got the bad ending of this, I was like, oh gosh, they did that. I love it. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of shocked by that bad ending and really liked it. Yeah. Games with multiple endings. I played through a D the other night, and I loved it, but I accidentally got the bad ending by pressing up. Basically, instead of switching to an item and using it. But yeah, that was a fun bad ending as well too. I kind of liked. I'm gonna go through that again just so I know what to just because I know what to do now. I can probably go through that game pretty quickly now and get that good ending. Anyway, here we go. There we go. Whew. There we go. Alright, back some more dungeons. But yeah, this is basically a Prince of Persia style, kind of a Prince of Persia control scheme. It's basically what it's going for. I hit a switch and that door opened. Ah! This game is kind of spooky. Where'd the guy go? There we go. Oh, there we go. It's the monster. Oh, darn. I had to defeat this guy. And that didn't work. March 8th, 1990. Can't start right here now. Alright. I just kind of wanted to show this one off too, because this is kind of a neat game. I will admit that I kind of like. I do need to play it more. But I did like that Game Center CX episode with this game. Darn it. This keep hurting me too. Yeah, so what we'll go ahead and do here too. I'm gonna go ahead and switch to our last game is what we're going to go ahead and do. On there. And I've been saving this last one on there too. It's another it's more Konami. On there, but it's a personal favorite. It's a personal favorite. You might know it. You know, it's not only I've been playing like how many games in the series. I think this is the 4th one that we've played. And oh, what do you know? It's Super Castlevania 4. Apparently, I'm the only person who likes this one, like, the most. Out of more people than I thought. This has always been, like, my favorite. And I figured we'll play, like, the first level or so. First 2 levels, probably. On there, we'll go ahead and then call it from there. But this is a personal favorite. I just like how this game starts. Just how it keeps, you know, just overall, just this game's sort of feeling. It's slower than the other Castlevania games. It's definitely slower than the other ones. I will agree with that for sure, but I think it works in this game's case. First off, this game is beautiful. That skull in the background is great. Overall, I'm just going to this castle. Oh man, it's not even the castle yet. The first few levels of this, the first 5 levels, take place outside of the castle. It's great. It's just, oh man. And this theme, Simon's theme. I know this is on Bloodlines too, but the song is so good. I want to go this way. Oh yeah. I can drown myself in this game's soundtrack. This is my favorite Castlevania soundtrack. Yeah, this is a longer Castlevania game too. It does have some length to it. It goes stage 9, then stage A, then stage B. And stage B is a long stage too. It's long. My favorite part of the game is actually the final stage, though. It's the boss rush, right before Dracula. Monumental. Now, admittedly, this is an easier game than the NES Castlevania games, and probably easier than Bloodlines. It has an 8-directional whipping, and just, oh, this game is so good. What I love about this game, though, is how it uses its music. Just uses its overall set design, everything, too, on here. It does feel more gothic horror-ish than the other Castlevania games, and probably because it's on the Super Nintendo. But then it just uses this music. I think the SNES music fits perfectly here. Plus, you can moonwalk upstairs. That's another plus. Other than too, like Simon's control, this game does have better control. That's a plus too. I think how this game controls is just overall, it's still good. There's still a weight to Simon's movement though. Like even though you can turn in midair, but it's just enough that you feel like you have a little bit more control. But there's still, you still have to commit in this game still, even. You know, you can do multi-directional whipping. That's still something you can do, of course, here. And this is the only Castlevania game really with that. Except for little parts of Blood. You can do it in Bloodlines, but you have to be jumping. And then go diagonally up. But this game, you can just go whip straight up or down. It's nice. So it more feels like you can control the game and just everything around you. Just doing that too. That's just nice. Ooh, there we go. And just being able to do that does help. Oh, these horse heads though. Now, what both Bloodlines and this do is set the item, your sub weapon to just a button, and I really like that. Pressing up in that too is fine. The NES, of course, too. There's only that many buttons, of course, but I do like having just a button to press. And Dracula X on the SNES doesn't do it. I understand why the TurboGrafx Rondo of Blood does not have that either, because that system only has 2 buttons, like the NES. But the Dracula X, though, you still have to press up and then your weapon to use your sub weapon. Odd. So probably why I don't like the SNES Dracula X that much, but I do like Rondo of Blood. But of the 16-bit ones too, this is my favorite of them. On there. Even some of the more boring sections, I think, are still pretty fascinating. Like, for example, level 4 is probably one of contention. That's the rotating sanctuary. That one's pretty. I can see where people might have trouble with that. Might have issue with that one. But this game's just so. Again, I love the slow pace of this game, though. It's a little more relaxing to me. But still a little more horrific, too. It's just, I like it. I like to drown myself in this game's sort of style. But still. And that was the first level. Not too, but we've been going for about 2 hours and 20 minutes, and I'm surprised this has been going for that long too. On there, I think what we'll do one more level here, and then we'll call it a night. From there, we'll beat Medusa, and then we'll go into the caves, and that'll be it. From that, or I could use a password to beat Dracula. That's all right. That's alright. There we go. Oh, right here. I will admit, my first time playing this game, I think it's when I heard this track, I knew I was playing something special. And then kind of the next levels after this, like the both the caves and the rotating room, both have great tracks too. And then that slow build up to in level 5, getting into level 6 where the castle actually starts. That build up to level 5 is great. Then level 6 has the level 6 is the the front chamber. You have the torture room. You have the library, then the torture room. Then you have the treasury. Then the clock tower. And then you have the final stretch to Dracula. Ooh, man. This game does pace itself really nicely. I love that scenery, though. Funny is how I got this game. I got this game in a pawn shop in West Virginia with a couple other games. The pawn shop was trying to get rid of the rest of the SNES games at the time, so I was in my early teens at that point. But I got it was this game, Super Castlevania 4. It was Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, and then a little game I'd never heard of the series at all, but now it's one of my favorites. Ys 3, actually. Ys, Wonders from Ys. So that was a special little find for all three of those. I think I spent $10 at the most. Man, those are good days. Hey, Medusa. All right. I think we will go ahead and... There we go. I think we will then... just keep going this way. It's really cool. This noise happens, and then the reverses direction. Don't jump into that. When it comes to game halls, that's probably one of the good ones I've ever had. I have received games from people as well too. Some of those are probably my favorites. There, but oh, copies of Gunstar Heroes, Illusion of Gaia, and Parasite Eve. Wow, that is a ooh. That's a find. There we go. There we go. And we have found our way into the caves. And I think from there, we've been going for about 2.5 hours. On this, so I think it's about time to go ahead and call it quits pretty much here, but I thought about something. There. Give me a second. I suppose, if you're really going to end this off, just me thinking, on here, I don't know. I think what we should do Where is that password that I'm looking for here? On air. I think if we're really going to have we're going to have Halloween. I think we should at least I don't know what exactly we should do here. Let's see. I'm just thinking about something. I just thought about something. Let's have some fun. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, this is gonna be great. To be honest, it's been a while since I fought this boss. There's a stairway here, actually. I should be taken there, yeah. And I should be jumping off of that, too, right? Can't do this anymore. Oh, man, I'm tired. I will be honest. I think I'm more tired than I should be. Okay. There we go. Also, I love this music track. Here we go. Exactly. Think your goal here. If I remember how to fight this boss. See that? Those balls actually give you a pork chop if you do it right. Yeah, this boss is great. Even with this, though, this boss is still pretty tough. Really? I think, actually, what we should do, before I start embarrassing myself again, with not trying to fall down here again, shoot, it's been a while since I've actually fought this boss. I think we got this. Nope, we don't. And Simon fell to his death. That's what I say. But I think we had a fun time, didn't we? We played some horror games. We got spooked, kind of. We played Monster Party. That game is weird. But I think we're going to go ahead and end it here because I am now starting to get really tired. And I think I should probably go to bed. But I want to thank y'all for coming out to the spooky stream. on there. I like the grab bags here a little bit more, although I think next time I do this, I'm going to do this a little shorter, and probably with more of a system in mind again. If I do one of these again here too, if I do like another long game stream, we'll think about it. I might continue Lufia too at some point. We'll see though. This is more of a test to make sure everything still works though. I had to get my computer back up and running after some trouble that I had with it. But looks like we're back up and running here though. The stream sounded like it looked good from what I was looking at too on a separate device here. I think it looked okay. At least I think it sounded okay too from what it sounded like. But yeah, thank you all for coming out, and I'm gonna go ahead and go to sleep because I might watch Turn of Gundam first, and then I'll go to sleep. But nonetheless, thank you very much for coming out, and y'all have a good night.